with Cochin Port Authority. We started our program in this morning with the activity of registration of participants from 9 a.m. onwards. This is the time for the inaugural session of this workshop. I invite all dignitaries to be seated in the dais. I invite Sri Sadish Kondagate sir, Deputy Chairperson, Cochin Port Authority, for welcome address.
Respected Chairman Sir, Dr. S. Bhuvaneshwar will be joining us soon. Sri Sumit Roy, Deputy Director, DGFASLI, Sri Vipul Kumar Mishra, all the dignitaries of the dais, and my dear friends. I welcome all of you assembled here for the inaugural function of one-day workshop on safety in dock work and handling of hazardous chemicals. This workshop is conducted by DGFASLI in collaboration with the Cochin Port Authority. DGFASLI has already conducted 6 programs in other major ports, including Goa. When I was in Goa, they are conducting one function, similar function in Goa also. And this is the 7th one. We are very happy to be a part of this initiative. Sri Sumit Roy, Deputy Director General, CIDS, DGFASLI, will be taking a session on overview of national and international regulations on handling of dangerous substances in dock operations. On behalf of Cochin Port Authority, I welcome Sri Sumit Roy, Deputy Director General, CIDS, to this workshop. Sri Vipul Kumar Mishra, Director, DGFASLI, has reached here to attend the inaugural function and to render motivation to the team for the successful conduct of the event. On behalf of Cochin Port Authority, I welcome Sri Vipul Kumar Mishra to this workshop. I also welcome our Honorable Chairperson, who has made some time to attend this workshop. I would also like to welcome all the participants from Cochin Port as well as stakeholders who attended this workshop. I request all the participants to actively participate in the sessions and take maximum advantage of the workshop for the overall benefit of the port. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Sri Sumit Roy sir, Deputy Director General and CIDS, DGFASLI, for introductory address.
Shri B. Kashyapnathan, Chairman for Chennai Port Authority, Shri Satish, Deputy Chairman, Cochin Port Authority. Our expert faculty today, she is shortly about to join from NIT, Calicut, Dr. S. Bhuvaneshwar. Dignitaries of the dais, industry experts, our expert speakers, participants, the representatives from the press and media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. At the onset, I would like to welcome each and everyone to this very important, crucial workshop that is being held today by DGFASLI, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Cochin Port Authority for accepting our proposal for organizing this collaborative workshop. Today's workshop, as it is very crucial in the sense that our modern industries, all the industrial activities that is being carried out in the country, the chemicals and the hazardous substances are being extensively handled. To sustain this installation in the country, the major trade routes, that is the sea routes, more than 90% of the trade is being handled through the sea routes. And that means all these hazardous chemicals and these substances are being handled through the ports, through these, which is actually forms a part of the dock work. So we can't avoid handling it. For the installation, for making the real progress, we have to continue to handle it. But again, some modern technologies are coming up, innovations are there, which may take care of the conventional hazards. But again, with the invent of the new technologies, there must be some new hazards that has crept into the system. That needs to be identified, analyzed, and controlled. So today's workshop, as we know, is dealing with the handling of hazardous chemicals. When I say hazardous chemicals, we have a host list of such chemicals. They may be flammable liquids, toxic gases, corrosive agents, even the biohazardous materials. All this is being handled through our dock works. So on the one hand, as I say, this handling of such chemicals is inevitable, has to be handled. Then at the same time, we have to assume the responsibility that these chemicals and hazardous substances are handled in a safe way. So as an initiative, the Ministry of Labour and Employment in the Government of India, we have taken up a drive basically to create an awareness in all the major ports, which is our jurisdiction of DGFASLI. And we have started in the month of September 2024, and every month we are conducting one workshop in one of the major ports. So by now we have conducted six workshops, and today at Cochin it is our seventh one. So I would like to thank once again the Cochin Port Authority for allowing us to continue our journey and contribute in this very important initiative that has been taken by the ministry. So friends, basically this workshop is designed to help us to explore certain novel strategies that though we are handling, what are the industry insights, what are the academic inputs, and how it can be actually enforced or implemented on the ground. So today's workshop, if we see, we have a mix of, because I have been given the privilege to deliver the introductory address. So today's workshop will cover, this one-day workshop, it will cover not only on the regulatory framework, but will also, we will get to hear from the academic experts, from the industry experts, from the medical team, how the medical emergencies can be handled. So during this day-long session, we will have this platform as a means of exchanging knowledge for enhancing our safety protocols and addressing the complexity of the real-world handling of hazardous chemicals. So while the regulatory compliance being from the enforcement side, I can say it is an absolute necessity, but just giving a regulatory compliance to the law of the land doesn't suffice. What the regulation says are the bare minimum, and to achieve real progress, we have to go beyond. So this workshop, all the sessions will address on the risk mitigation strategies, on the toxic and exposure and the health risk, fire and explosion hazards, and also which will be delivered by our expert speaker on cargo handling and storage, reactivity and chemical reaction. And we are having this the expert session from the NIT Calicut also. So after this workshop, what? So as we look beyond today's workshop, we must focus on how the insights we gather here can be applied in practice. And moving forward, as a result of this workshop, we hope to outline a path where we can have some solutions in hand, how our systems can work. In fact, we will from DGFASLI, we can have an insight, we can have the interaction, and that interaction, that takeaways for us will can actually contribute greatly in shaping our regulatory policies. So I would request this gathering that to actively participate in the today's proceedings, and as the outcome of the today's deliberations, this will not only influence our forthcoming workshops, but will also play a pivotal role in shaping our national policies, thereby making all our ports more safer and more efficient and more sustainable in the years to come. So in conclusion, I would like to thank each one of you who have spared your valuable time here for today, and this reflects our shared commitment towards improving the occupational safety and health in the dock environments. So being the custodian of the dock safety statutes, DGFASLI, under the Ministry of Labour and Employment in the Government of India, we are fully committed to carrying out these efforts, and we will continue to work towards making every dock a safer place for the workers and the community at large. So with this, I wish this workshop a very grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and informative introductory address. Next was actually a special address by Dr. S. Bhuvaneshwari Madam. She is on the way. That is why I invite our Honorable Chairperson, Cochin Port Authority, Sri B. Kashi Vishwanathan sir, IRSME, for the presidential address.
Sri Smith Roy, Mr. Satish and Vipul, and my dear participants on this important workshop. Wish you all a very warm good morning on this important aspect of ensuring safety in port area. It gives me immense pleasure to see such a galaxy of participants from all the organizations who are dealing with Cochin Port in terms of import, export, and handling of the vessels in the port. The topic that we have is basically dock safety. The dock meaning has undergone a lot of changes today, but I am not going to discuss anything about dock or anything about port. So the safety, security, health, it all has some common framework. This is something that every day, every moment we need to ensure. So there is a saying which my seniors used to say, when there is a calm, then we all need to prepare for the storm. Right? So safety is something which we need to inbuild into the systems. It is not something that you can plan for preventing is one, but the system that we build, whether it's a firefighting system or whether it is a cargo handling system or cargo transportation system or waste management system, anything and everything that we have should follow certain system which is time tested. So once we are able to have the systems, then the storm we can prevent it. So we in Cochin Port are primarily dealing with hazardous liquids, okay, whether it is crude oil or petrol products or the products which are required for FACT. So every product is hazardous and it has to be handled in a way, in a mechanism by which the safety is always ensured. Safety security, health, I was mentioning in the starting, we should all work for preventive. That is the best way to live. Each one of us should ensure our health with the proper preventive care. Then we need not go to the mitigation or we need not go to the combative mode. So similarly, security is also should be in such a way. How do we say that security is preventive, even though it is not a topic to be covered today? It is preventive in a sense when the person who want to intrude into the port knows that the port has a very, very strong security system in place. They will have a fear psychosis even to think of. So that is basically a preventive way of establishing, demonstrating that I have a very, very strong security system. Similarly, in safety, when my equipments are all from the reputed, highly reliable system, then my system will perform properly. A. B. The preventive maintenance of all our systems. As long as we are having a proper schedule for preventive maintenance, then my equipments will always perform safely. There is no scope for any accident from my equipment or from my process. Similarly, health. Let me complete preventive. Then comes predictive. Then you should have a provision in your equipments or in the process, the proper checkpoints which gives a predictive information to you based on which you can say that so and so will fail at so and so time. So you will also be able to do the predictive maintenance. Preventive is time based, predictive is a monitoring based. So preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, we should have a very, very strong system, but there is always a probability of an accident. Despite you do everything, there can be an accident. So for that, we have to prepare for the combative mode. So the preventive, predictive and combative preparation, once a system has, when an organization has, you can work in peace. When I say work in peace, your process will continue, your cargo operation will continue, and the health of the people working in the system also is ensured. So they will be working very, very happily, peacefully, without any fear in their mind. Anything can happen at any point of time. So in that scenario, people cannot give 100%. So we need to ensure these three important points in the safety or security or in health maintenance. So let us all who are here, whether it is my primary cargo handling customer BPCL, HPCL, IOCL, whether it is PLL or whether it is FACT or HHA, all other stakeholders who are dealing with Cochin Port, every one of you take this important input, do a proper audit of your system. So the safety audit, what you are having, should be very, very methodical. It should not be ceremonial, or it should not be naam kaste. It should not be karna hai karte hain. So that is not the way. It has to be purposeful, meaningful, insightful, and it should have the depth in the audit. And each and every audit should come out with certain observations which we should attend in timely manner. So I will only quote a small example without any offense to the organization. Recently we had one fire while handling the sulfur granules. The fire exact reason must be studied, must be under investigation by the organization. But the prima facie inspection of the facility by me gave me a real shock about the safety standard or the preventive maintenance that we do on the system. Right? It's any process, any dynamic system should have a proper preventive maintenance. If it is having a conveyor, whether the rollers are okay, whether the rollers are freely moving, is there any resistance to the movement? When there is a relative movement between the two parts, if there is any resistance to one part's movement, then there will be an enhanced friction. The enhanced friction will definitely lead to spark, and if it is a hazardous material, it will result in fire. So this is just an example. So every process, every equipment that we manage, that we maintain should follow the golden thumb rule of number one, the system should be very, very reliable, very, very robust. That system should have a preventive maintenance schedule. There should be a predictive monitoring system, and there should be ample capacity to combat, that is our firefighting system or medical authorities. We should have an ample capacity to combat in case that inevitable comes. That has been amply proved in the last fire accident. 3 cheers to the entire team of Cochin Port, FACT, CSL, Navy and state government. All of them gave within no time the fire was controlled. So that is a combative preparedness. So we should have an SOP in each and every scenario how we are going to handle the scenario, handle the accidents, which should not happen. So in this backdrop, the topics that you are having, the regulations, why the regulations are required? Because if all of us are self-disciplined, if all of us are obeying by the rule of law 100%, then we don't need police, then we don't need any income tax, we don't need only the rules required to be there, we can follow it. But there are regulations and there are regulatory authorities to ensure that all the standards that are prescribed for various systems, various hazardous handling are complied with, for which regulatory authorities are there, there are regulations also. So let us follow the standards, regulations, and stick to them with 100% compliance. So the regulatory framework is being demonstrated by Sumit during the day, and competent supervision in handling hazardous cargoes is also going to be dealt. In case of the risk comes, how the risk mitigation strategies to be evolved, how medical emergencies to be handled. So all these topics are going to be covered. I wish every one of you to actively participate. Don't be a spectator. So it is not an auditorium where people have to just listen to the movie or listen to the cassettes which is played here or some speaker which speaks. No, it is an interactive workshop. Every one of you should actively participate so that the session is very vibrant, very dynamic, and finally it is going to be fruitful. So I wish each one of you a very, very successful innings in your own field by ensuring reliable system supplemented by proper preventive, predictive, and combative preparedness, and nothing will happen to any of our facilities. Wish you all the best. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir, for your elaborate and informative presidential address. Next is memento presentation. I invite our Deputy Chairperson to present the memento to Sri Sumit Roy sir. I request Sri Jaising Haye, Chief Mechanical Engineer, to present the memento to Sri Vipul Kumar Mishra sir, Director, DGFASLI. The inaugural session of this event is now being finished, and I invite all dignitaries and senior officers for the group photograph.
You start with each organization one senior person will come. Yeah. And then Cochin Port can come.
എല്ലാ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ഓരോരുത്തർ സീനിയർ ഓരോരുത്തർ
From all organization, please, the senior most one, please come for photograph.
You can manage. Come, Sima.
row can stand in the front. I think one row has to be in the front, and only it will be.
അകത്തേക്ക് ബാക്കിലിരിക്കണം ഇപ്പുറത്ത് ഫ്രണ്ടിൽ മാറ്റത്തോ ഓക്കെ സാർ
Thank you all. Now this is the time for tea break. All are requested to be joined for high tea. And the program will continue with 4 sessions. The first 2 sessions will be before lunch and the rest 2 sessions will follow after lunch break. The first session of regulatory frameworks is presented by Sri Sumit Roy sir from DGFASLI with the topic Overview of National and International Regulations on Handling of Dangerous Substances in Dog Operations. The second session on Occupational Safety and Competence Building will be presented by Dr. Kunal Sharma from DGFASLI with the topic Competence and Supervision in Handling Hazardous Cargoes. After lunch break, the third section on risk mitigation strategies will be presented by Dr. S. Bhuvaneshwari Madam, Associate Professor, Chemical Engineering Department, NIT Calicut, on the topic risk mitigation strategies for handling hazardous chemicals at ports. The fourth and last session on preparedness for medical emergencies is presented by Dr. GGP Thekar, Medical Officer, Cochin Port Authority, on the topic medical management strategies for dog emergencies. After 2 sessions, there will be a tea break and follow with closing ceremony. Thank you. Now this is the time for tea break.
Thank you.